First opened in 2002, there's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit, the Motor City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Detroit Lions. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, I can certainly tell my age, partner, because when I was a kid, running backs like J.K. Dobbins with over 2,000 yards in their final season in college, they went early in the draft. Instead, he somehow lasted until the second round. But how great is it to get a guy with that ability who can run it inside, run to the perimeter, and catch the football in the backfield? To be able to get him in the second round, that's what I call a steal.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now the first carry from Marlon Mack. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down.
I thought that was a good call. Passing situation on 2nd down, they hit him with a draw instead and pick up nice yardage.
Yeah, because the draw, they're thinking pass when they see that initially defensively, right?
But you know, in today's NFL, most of the time on 2nd and long, when it's a passing situation, pass rushers are on the field and they're only thinking one thing, get to the quarterback. And oftentimes you can bypass them with a running play.
Third and 2, here's Jackson. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Jackson on target to Brown for a Ravens first down.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So the 14 yards actually takes him from 143 to the other for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Blown up, losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
Well, that's the big drawback to this play. Even if somehow the quarterback pitches it, he's not immune to the big hit. In this case, he kept it and absorbed it anyway.
This time, Jackson will throw it. That's complete to Marlon Mack. And he's stopped up short of the first as they tackle him down at about the 36. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. gun. Jackson. This will be caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Mark Andrews, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have taken the early lead.
Is good.
Tucker with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
The Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. And they'll begin by running the option. They begin with a quick throw out left. And they'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down. If you're these receivers, you got to be ready because when he's going to throw it quick on that RPO, he's going to throw it quick.
And this is why you spend time with your guy either in the offseason, during the week, the whole bundle. Because sometimes just telepathy. You both see the same thing.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Patrick Queen is able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jamie Collins. The blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Baltimore.
Out of the gun, here's a give to Mack. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Jackson. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet. Leader feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
They are more athletic now than ever before to about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their history. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now a throw here on 2nd down, and that's complete. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 17 yards on the pickup, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
1st and 10 at the 41.
10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports.
With the score, Ravens 10, Lions nothing.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Here's a 2nd and 7. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. But let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains. That means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
He sets to fire deep. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Marlon Humphrey.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. Now Jackson on 1st down. Quick slant to Brown. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Complete to
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage. Sets
him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Stepping up, he'll try and run. And all the way in for the Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson, 46 yards. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. To this point, the results have not been good. 2 possessions, 2 turnovers.
And that's obviously something that can't continue, but To go a little bit deeper on that one, I would think about some play calls now, not even necessarily to my best player, but to someone I can trust with the ball. Try and get things settled down a little bit.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
32-yard line.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
They'll run the draw here with Swift. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
3rd down and 11.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing left side here, and it's complete.
That's good.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
48-yard line.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
9 more yards.
That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Lions, first down. 1st and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun. And for the 3rd time here, this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Patrick Queen. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Jackson on the give to Dobbins. Despite some tough running, he's still wrangled down shy of the 15. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
And it's 3rd down.
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. Jackson fakes the give and keeps it. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. The Ravens get a new set of downs. Give them 17 on that pickup. Pretty ideal right there. Keep it yourself, get the first down, and get the heck out of bounds.
And knowing him, I believe he's thinking, I can get a few more yards if I just lower my shoulder. But he also hears that second voice in his head. His head coach, or probably his agent too, saying, get out of bounds, man. Don't do that.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
Forced out to his left. He'll try and run it. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first. Off the play fake to Dobbins. Here's Jackson. Uncorks one for Davis. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way in for the Ravens. Touchdown. Corey Davis, his 2nd touchdown on the season as the Ravens push further out in front. And the lead will grow by 1 more. kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah.
And caught it up.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Flush to his right. Complete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try to keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
The passing game not in sync here. It's a fake, and he will not make it. They stop him short of first down. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Jackson from the shotgun. Towards the end zone for Brown. Got a man, it's caught. For the Ravens, touchdown. Hollywood, Marquise Brown. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And this offense continues to pour it on. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback.
25-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team. Right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Get this down only to the 18. The Lions now going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
2nd and 9.
Second and 9 now. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Patrick Queen. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. This is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback. This is a linebacker.
Does this feel to you like he's having a flashback? Because a lot of these linebackers we see in the NFL, in high school, they were offensive stars. They touched the football all the time. It's like he said to himself, let's go back and put on the letter jacket and go get the football. How about this one? 3 interceptions thus far.
And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
It's a pickup of 3.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Ravens out in front. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, it'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. Taken about 7 yards deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere.
And now here's another interception. It's Chuck picking it up. And the return will stop right around the 25. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key.
Crucial.
He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at second down.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Flushed out right. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Marquise Brown, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Ravens have used the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Makes the score.
Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Rolling to his right. Wide open receiver complete. They'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10. From the gun, here's Swift. And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup.
Once again, it's Swift. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They got 2 of the 3 they needed there. Leaves them with 3rd and just a yard. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as they'll go for it on fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on fourth down. Thought they might throw the football with a little chunk that they had remaining on fourth down, but they ran it, they got it.
And the reason they were able to get it done, he ran that play with conviction, didn't he? Understood he would get a little bit of help from his friends up front, but it was really on him to go ahead and make the power move and get it done, and that he did.
4-yard gain. Brings up
one more time with Swift. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal.
No gain on the play. Brings up 3rd and
goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Galladay's got it, and the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Lions gain a bit of respectability. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25.
25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time out, another touchdown. I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport. The roads will be fairly clear by the time we have to leave the booth.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Dobbins. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to 3rd down.
Well, every now and then we have to let a cliche fly, partner. And in this case, what do they say in the NFL? Your best ability is often your availability. And this is an extremely durable kid coming out of Ohio State. Carried the ball every time they even thought about running it. Wore down defenses and able to break big runs late in games. J.K. Dobbins going to Baltimore, an absolute perfect fit.
Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete.
I know he was trying to get the completion downfield, but the way this game has gone, with a few of the runs he's made along the way, he should have kept the ball and taken it with his feet downfield. That's the big play that shreds the defense. Instead, he thought to himself, I'm a quarterback. I've got to throw it. He bailed out the defense with that incompletion.
It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Lions will take over.
23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has trouble.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They're going to look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Eluding the pressure right. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. The intended target, T.J. Hawkinson. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. Find Galladay, that's complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down. Going up top. Incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
On the deep ball. Marlon Humphrey on the coverage.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let it go deep. It's caught at the 10. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. They give him a gain of 37.
10 at the 11.
Now 1st and 10 at the 11.
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Ravens 38, Lions 6.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Flush to his right. And that's incomplete. Well, I kind of got to give him credit. Another incompletion there, yes, but he's still trying to make plays outside the pocket.
Yeah, he's been hemmed in for much of the game. How about him getting outside there? And that's what you want to see from your quarterback. He's not giving up on this game, so every other player on the field has to say to himself, I can't give up either.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a full 8 yards. And it sets them back for 2nd down. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard there, and that'll bring us to 3rd and goal.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And it's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
And a field goal obviously means nothing here. They're going to go ahead and go for it on 4th down. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. This will be caught at about the 6. And he will be brought down well shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the time.
Got his man complete.
Expect nothing less, baby. Expect nothing less.
And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown.
Marquise Brown.
Hollywood Marquise Brown. An even 90 yards. And the Ravens add on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter.
On the return, the Lions take over 1st and 10. At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Bud Dupree just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Eluding the pressure right. The ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Out of the gun now on third down. Escaping the pressure right. And the throw there going to be incomplete. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
It's taken on the 25. A good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL, in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now was dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Credit the tackle that time to Deshaun Hand. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
Another run here with Dobbins. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The Ravens on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. This is caught. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
On that 3rd down call, the goal was to get the ball to their tight end and pick up a 1st down, but he wasn't satisfied with just that. They got the 1st down. That was the gravy. He decided to take in the whole meal and rumbled in for a touchdown.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Fielded in the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
1st and 10 at their own 23-yard.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Bud Dupree picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Catch is made by Hawkinson, the tight end. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21.
and 6.
They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
Fourth down.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. But this here is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. To cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Now a desperation throw deep down, and that's caught inside the 35. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown. But they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2.
That's a whole lot of points still to be down. But congratulations.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up there, Patrick Queen.
As most teams do. Their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. But that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside.
The Ravens take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Tackled at the 29-yard.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Second and 6.
Trying to pitch it, and the ball's loose. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble lost.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Detroit, they'll fall to 1-1. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Pittsburgh Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.